JBN, we keep you informed. I am Michelle Jones, and in the news, give the police your support, Chang tells Jamaicans. National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang says that Jamaica's police force must get greater support in order to get an edge in the fight against crime. Speaking this morning on the final day of the two-day security summit put on by the Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Chang said that the government is committed to giving support to the Jamaica Constabulary Force, including ensuring that the police's numbers are expanded and properly equipped to combat the crime monster. We have to give the police the resources, and we have to give them moral support. Branding of the police in a negative way needs to stop, said Chang. He pointed out that crime affects productivity, with sectors such as the business process outsourcing and hotel industries being impacted when employees do not want to take certain work shifts out of fear for their safety. Chang called for Jamaicans not to have a casual response to criminal activities, but rather to take a harder stance against specific crimes like lottery scamming. He also urges summit's attendees to provide more positive reinforcement for young men to draw them away from crime. The Security Summit has so far tackled a number of issues related to crime and its impact on young people. The inaugural event is being held at the Montego Bay Convention Center in Rosal, St. James, under the theme Collective Security, Unity in Action. Police investigating murder in Constant Spring. Detectives assigned to the Constant Spring Police are investigating the circumstances surrounding the shooting death of an unidentified male whose body was found along Manor View Drive in St. Andrew on Thursday, April 7. The deceased is of dark complexion, slim build, and about 5 feet 11 inches long. He is of Indian descent and was clad in a white marine and a pair of grey pants. Reports from the police are that about 1:15 a.m., residents made reports of gunfire in the area. On the arrival of the lawmen, the body of the male was discovered with multiple gunshot wounds to the upper body. Investigations continue. Man arrested for allegedly shooting at woman, gun seized. A man has been taken into custody by the Lawrence Tavern Police in relation to a gun attack on a woman in Goulburn District in Royal St. Andrew this afternoon. A gun was also seized. The incident occurred about 12:30 p.m. According to reports, the man is a taxi operator who reportedly intervened in a domestic dispute and a gun was brought into play. The complainant contacted the police, who quickly dispatched the team. Reports are that the man was accosted in the area and during questioning, he allegedly confessed he was armed with a gun and later pointed the police to where the weapon was hidden. Investigations are ongoing. Meanwhile, crime scene detectives in the St. Andrew North Police Division have been busy over the last 24 hours. About 1:15 a.m., a man known as Christopher was murdered near the entrance to the community of Cassava Peace in the vicinity of the old parochial road. There was also a second shooting in Cassava Peace near a footbridge this morning. No injuries were reported. In another incident, an employee of Tile City and Home Center on Constant Spring Road is now dead, following a stabbing incident on the premises on Thursday morning. According to the Constant Spring Police, one individual is now in custody in connection with the killing. Senior Superintendent Aaron Fletcher, commanding officer for the St. Andrew North Police Division, said that investigations into the fatal altercation are ongoing. I can tell you that the suspect is currently in custody of the police, and the investigations are proceeding along the lines to treat with what has now become an incident of murder. Public defender wants cop charged for King haircut. Public defender Arlene Harrison Henry is recommending that the police corporal who was accused of cutting Nzinga King's hair be charged with assault after an investigation by her office found that the woman cut the teenager's locks out of revenge. Harrison, in a 67-page report on the incident that sparked public outrage, made a raft of recommendations, including damages for the assault that was committed by the police and the violation of her constitutional rights in respect of the cutting of her hair. King, a 19-year-old student from Lionel Town in Clarendon, alleged that her dreadlocks were trimmed by a policewoman while in custody at the Four Parts police station in Clarendon in July last year. King was arrested for disorderly conduct stemming from a June 2021 incident at a taxi park in Maypen. Also alleges that her dreadlocks were cut because the police said they were a suicide risk. But months after delaying the investigation, which was turned over to the Independent Commission of Investigations Indicom by the police, the Director of Public Prosecution, Paula Llewellyn, had recommended that the police corporal should not be charged. A similar recommendation was made by Indicom. Harrison, in her report, said that there was no material evidence to support the argument that King's hair was cut because she's a Rastafarian. The cutting of Miss King's hair was inspired by revenge and venom in response to Miss King's undeniable deplorable conduct, the report said. While describing King's boisterous behavior as beyond unacceptable, the report says she posed no threat to the police, but that violence of the most painful and personal nature was inflicted upon her to teach her a lesson and to forcibly bring home to her who run things. As a result, Harrison is recommending that the corporal be charged with assault occasioning bodily harm or assault of common law, and further, that disciplinary action should be taken against her by the police force. The office of the DPP should, therefore, develop an interest in her conduct at the Four Points Police Station towards Miss King. There cannot be any serious question as to identification. The issue is purely one of credibility, the report said. The public defender also called for the corporal supervisor, an inspector who was on duty at the time of King's alleged haircut, to face disciplinary action for not taking any steps to prevent the criminal conduct or failing to act having discovered negligence in her duties. Other recommendations include returning a portion of the fines paid by King at the Clarendon Parish Court, claiming that she was charged beyond the stipulated fines, a repeal of the Towns and Communities Act, and an amendment to the Parish Court Jurisdiction Act to make fines a default in payment, which attracts a prison term prorated in circumstances where the term has started before the convicted person is able to pay. Llewellyn had explained that several inconsistencies were found in the case, and that based on the civilian witness's account, King had pulled out her own locks. She had also indicated that no trace of the policewoman's DNA was found on the locks. Meanwhile, Llewellyn, in an interview on Wednesday, said that she stands by her ruling, insisting that the prosecution would be unable to mount a viable case. It would appear from my cursory reading of the report that my learned friend, the public defender, did not have the benefit of the abundance of the material that the ODPP and Indicom would have had in our assessment, said Llewellyn. We lifted some 26 statements, including scenes of crime and forensic reports, and these assessments, as seasoned prosecutors, we make every day at every level. Another murder recorded in St. Mary, man in his 50s, latest victim. The police are probing Tuesday night's shooting death of a man outside his home in Dover, St. Mary. That is Delroy Williams, said to be in his 50s. Reports are that residents heard explosions coming from a section of the Dover community sometime after 10 p.m. The police were subsequently alerted, and Williams was later found suffering from gunshot wounds. He was transported to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Williams' death brings to 15 the number of people killed in the parish since the start of the year. Statistics from the Jamaica Constabulary Force reveal that up to April 2, the parish recorded a 1,200% increase in murders compared to the same period last year. Security guard accused of woman's murder in Trelawney granted $700,000 bail. Security guard Anthony Watson, who is charged with the murder of a woman whose body was found wrapped in plastic last week, has been granted $700,000 bail with one or two sureties. Bail was offered following an application by his attorney Cadine Coleman in the Trelawney Parish Court on Wednesday. As conditions of his bail, he is to reside at a premises located at Kintyre Road in St. Andrew and is to report to the Pepin Police Station on Mondays and Thursdays. He was also ordered to surrender his travel documents. The murder charge is in relation to the death of Giselle Campbell, whose body was discovered wrapped in black plastic with the hands and feet bound with electric cords last Wednesday in Danieltown, Trelawney. In court, Watson's attorney argued that her client acted in self-defense. According to her, he was attacked by the deceased and was wounded during the altercation. Jamaica reports 26 new COVID cases, 2 deaths. Jamaica reported 26 new cases of COVID-19 and 2 fatalities on Wednesday. According to the latest statistics from the Ministry of Health and Wellness, this pushed the total number of cases of the virus since the start of the pandemic to 128,950 and the death toll to 2,901. Of the newly reported cases, there were 13 females and 13 males, with ages ranging from 5 months to 75 years. The cases were recorded in St. James, 7, Clarendon, 6, Kingston and St. Andrew, 5, St. Anne, 3, St. Catherine, 2, Hanover, 1, Manchester, 1, and Westmoreland, 1. Meanwhile, the latest deaths include a 65-year-old man from St. James, whose death was recorded in August 2021, and an 81-year-old man from St. Catherine, whose death was recorded in September 2021. Both deaths were previously reported under investigation. 3 more deaths were reported as coincidental. The country also recorded 83 new recoveries, bringing the total number of recoveries to 81,671. The positivity rate for the latest round of testing was 3%. There are 16 people hospitalized, one of them critically ill. There are 263 confirmed active cases on the island. In JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.